Hey, what's up, guys? I'm David DiMuzio with Hair Loss Hope, and today we have a success story of hope to share with you. I have Bobby D, and Bobby's got a channel here on YouTube about hair loss now and about fitness because he's a fit dude, likes to stay fit. And he realized he was losing his hair. How many years ago now, Bobby?
Yeah, at least 3 or 4. So.
3 or 4 years ago. Now his hair looks perfect. Literally looks perfect. Like every single angle. Do you mind doing like some various angles so people can see? His hair looks perfect. Like, yeah, every single angle that you can see. And Bobby came across one of my videos, right? Is that kind of how you first decided to get a hair transplant?
Yeah, at first I was, debating about even getting one. And I was going through YouTube and found David and Steve, and the rest is history. So
you were mostly just receding in the temples, from what I could tell, right? But was there any recession in the back as well?
It was thinning a bit.
Starting to thin a bit. Okay.
The temples
that was like the very obvious, thing. Yeah.
From me, man.
Okay, cool. And how old are you now?
I'm 29.
29. Okay, cool. So I would say, yeah, you're in a really good position, especially for 29, because like early 20s can be a little bit more scary, I think, timeline wise. But once you're like in your late 20s, yeah, I think you're in a much better place. I mean, with the hair exactly like you've got now, I mean, you're set for your 30s. It's going to be awesome. So you saw one of my videos. That's kind of how it began. What was the next step of your process, and like what's that experience like?
Of course. And so, when COVID was going on last year, my hair was just leaving me at a quicker rate. And, I'm kind of a vain person, and I'm always working out, looking at myself. And I was like, I need to do something about this now. Like I planned to have a transplant at some point, but it was just running away from me. And I was like, I got to fix it. And so what I did was, in Texas, I was looking up doctors in the area. And then I found McGrath Medical, actually. So I saw a review by you. Yeah. And I was like, that guy looks so familiar. I was like, where have I seen this guy? And then I looked on YouTube, and it was David and Steve. And that's when I gave Steve a quick call and set up the consultation, and, got the transplant pretty quick after that. And I'm very grateful for the results. So
I left a bunch of Google reviews. On Google, once you leave a certain amount of reviews, then they give you a status. They call you like an advisor or something like that. And so, and it gives you a little thing like, leave 3 more reviews, get like this status. I was like, I want to get finish getting my status on Google reviews. So I thought, oh, McGrath Medical, like they did my hair transplant, I should leave them a review. We've done all these videos together. And so I left that. But I actually never thought that like somebody would come across that review, connect it with the YouTube videos, and get a hair transplant. So that's awesome. I'm really glad I left them a positive review. I think they deserved it. What would be like the number one thing that you've learned that you would tell somebody else who's like in the same position as you, starting to thin?
I'd say if you're starting to lose your hair, start earlier. Like if you take precautions. I wish I would have been taking Finasteride years ago, and then maybe I would have saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's probably the main thing. Just get on it sooner. Like if you have maybe history of it or something, then that could be a possibility. Maybe talk to your doctor and just be like, hey, like I want to get on this now before it gets too late. So that's what I would tell somebody.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day how I feel like hair loss is a bit like investing money. What I mean is that, like, when I was a kid and I was having my birthday parties and I told everybody, hey, instead of buying me a dinosaur and Legos, can you just buy a couple shares of the Vanguard 500 ETF? Like, if I had done that as a 5-year-old, I'd probably be a billionaire. But like, nobody starts young. Like, nobody does that with their money when they're a kid. And those extra, like, starting in advance with your hair, the sooner you start, the less surgery you have to get, the less harsher medications that you might need to use, or like the less extremes that you need to go to. It's all about starting before there's problems, or starting at the very beginning of problems. Like, it's so much easier to win. In the same way, like, right, investing, the sooner you buy, the sooner you're gonna be wealthy. So people don't think that way. In the same way, most people don't start buying the S&P 500 when they're working at an ice cream store when they're 15 years old. Like, they just don't think to like, if I start now, this will happen. And people kind of don't think the same way with their hair. They're like, once I've lost my hair, then I'll look into getting a hair transplant and getting on some medication. And it's just not the most beneficial way to do it.
For sure. Because I feel like you're just playing catch up at that point. Yep. You're just trying to not lose any more,
Exactly.
That's, I think, the big thing too, because I'm taking finasteride now, and it's like, hey, I don't want to, if it were to be the case, if I were to start thinning some more in the back, I don't want to get another, then it's like another transplant to fix that. And then just a process. So.
Yep. Yeah. No, I've made some of those mistakes. I have not done this whole hair loss and hair transplant thing perfectly at all. I would have definitely changed some things that I've done. Hopefully will help you, and you don't have to make the same mistakes, and you can do it all right like Bobby.
Trying, man.